welcome to Mark's Garage. This is Missy the Wonder Dog. Hey, welcome back to the Battle of the Lift Kit on the 96 Jeep Cherokee. Let me show you what's going on. We got the lower control arms installed. Those are the new ones. Now look at the hardware. That is, those are grade 8 bolts. I had to put a washer on that one. I put the wrong size washer, but I want to show you this. This is the one of the four that remained. I had to cut through 3 of them to get them out. So to buy a new bolt like that, I went to Advanced Auto, and they're the only ones who had it said lower control arm kit, $32. So I said, oh, that's great. 4 bolts, 4 nuts, $32. That's reasonable. So when it arrived, what did I get? 1 bolt, 1 nut for $32 plus $10 shipping. So I went over to the Obashan hardware store and I got 9/16 grade 8 bolts, just regular bolts. I put on washers with them, and all the hardware cost $27 out the door. And hopefully that should do the job. But I've looked online for 9/16 flange bolts and flange nuts that size. They don't exist. So I understand why AutoZone charges so much, but that's where we're at. So what's going on today is I've got to remove this bolt over here. Let me get the light. This is the track bar, and that bolt's got to get removed. That's a nut and bolt, and I got to get underneath and get a wrench on there, try to get that loose. And I'm going to try to do that today and see how that goes. RJ and I worked on it last night for 2 hours without any success. So I got some time today. He's at school. I'm going to take a shot at it. So I was actually able to get the other end of this bolt. There's a nut. I was able to get that nut off by just twisting this bolt with the breaker bar. It's so tight in there though, I couldn't get the impact to spin it. That's how tight that is. And I imagine it's because it's connected to this rod, which goes up and it's connected up there on the other side of the frame. And the geometry is that it's probably got tension pulling on it. So I'm guessing I've got to go and disconnect that nut up there. It's a castle nut, and split that tie rod looking thing open, take the tension off, and hopefully the nut will get removed. So I sprayed it with PB Lube or PB Blast way up in there. I'm going to take the cotter pin out, see if I can get that castle nut off, and see where that takes me next. Well, there's the castle nut. Looks to be a mess to me. Actually, you can see it better in the camera than I can get my head up there, but is what it is. I'm going to pick at it a little bit with the pry bar and then see if I can get that cotter pin out. So here is where the battle is going to end for the day today. The castle nut, even though I got the cotter pin out, took a little bit to get that out. It was pretty rusted in. But the castle nut was just so far gone, even with a 6-point socket on it, the right size 6-point socket, it just chewed it to heck and wouldn't spin it. And then I tried hitting it with a chisel to turn it. That won't work. So what I've watched on the internet, there's one of 2 things to do. I'm probably going to remove the rubber there and just saw through that. I already ordered a new track bar, an adjustable one, because that way I won't have to drill a hole down on that end for the new hole for the track bar. So we're done for the week, I guess, with this. I might spend a little more time taking this out tomorrow, but can't do anything until the new track bar shows up. And that's a wrap. I just want to conclude by saying thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Hey, I was going to end this video just me saying I'm going to take this bar out, but I'm going to tell you why it's coming out and why it's got to move. I don't think I mentioned it before, but this bolt here, if I keep the existing bracket, I had to relocate this hole exactly 3/4 inch back, because the geometry changes when you do a lift kit. And if you don't do that, your tires will be, I think, 3/4 inch or 1.5 inches too far to the passenger side. So you got to pull the unit back and line it back up. So what I've done is bought an adjustable track bar, and I'm going to get that old track bar out, which is over there. And I had two options to get that out over there. One was to, since the castle nut shot, what I've done is I picked out the plastic or the rubber boot, and I'm just going to get the wheel grinder and cut that and see how that goes. Of course, the wheel is too short to cut all the way through, so I'm going to put a new wheel on, and hopefully that'll work. That went well. For some reason I had a 5-inch wheel, barely fit. Let me swing over to this side now. Focus in on that bolt. And the question is, now that this is loose, will that bolt actually pull out? Or is it seized to the bushing inside? And we're gonna have to slice that thing apart next. So let's just see what happens now that I've taken the tension off. It doesn't feel good. I'll tell you right now. Can't get my hands on that. Yeah, I don't think that's going to come out too easy either. So that might be another cut and hack job. Well, I got the garage door open because the whole garage smells like burning rubber. But there it is, completely removed. But as I had suspected and as I had mentioned, the bolt is seized right inside the bushing. So I had to get on the wheel on each side of that bolt and slice it out. And then it dropped right out. And now it's just a matter of waiting for the new one to come in, and then we'll install it. Thanks for watching.